Hi everybody, Coach Dave Reinecke here with Aesthetics Training and Nutrition. We're going to talk about another supplement today, 5-HTP. So sit back and enjoy the info. Alright, so as you heard, we're going to talk about 5-HTP. Okay, so you're probably going to see this term as 5-HTP in the supplement industry or in the herbal industry. It's really 5-hydroxytryptophan, and it is basically a derivative of tryptophan or a precursor to tryptophan. So with that, 5-HTP, anybody that knows about tryptophan it's a very relaxing type of amino acid. It does help you sleep, it helps you relax. It's deficient in some individuals or just some people that may be lacking a lot of tryptophan or serotonin would be beneficial for something like 5-HTP. Now, I do want to reiterate and just kind of put it out there right in the beginning that any supplement recommendation that is put out there or any info that you might see, and that's why I put down here, is to consult your doctor or your physician. The reason for that is that any recommendation, any sort of supplement can have detrimental effects or adverse effects to any sort of medication that you might be taking, and we'll talk a little bit about that towards the end. But just consult your doctor just to be completely safe, to make sure that nothing that you are taking off the counter is going to affect anything that you're taking as a prescription is concerned, just to make sure that your insides are going to be able to perform optimally and you're going to be able to get the benefit out of whatever medication your doctor has put you on for any sort of reason. So 5-HTP, let's get on to the video. It can help raise your serotonin levels in the brain. So serotonin, if you don't know, is your feel-good hormone, okay? You're going to see low serotonin levels in individuals that suffer from insomnia, depression, where's it down here? Fibromyalgia. Those are going to be some of the other ones. Chronic inflammation is going to be another one. So this is where it can really benefit. When your serotonin levels are low, this can help raise those serotonin levels to help with some of these conditions. It helps regulate your mood and behavior. And those who have high amounts of inflammation, like I said, so if you do suffer from just like a low mood, you're feeling down in the dumps all the time, you just don't feel like you're doing anything, whatsoever, you suffer from that depression. This doesn't mean that you're on an antidepressant, because that's, like I said before, 5-HTP can have adverse effects if you are on an antidepressant medication. But if you're not taking a medication and you just feel down, you just feel low, maybe you're just not recovering well, your mood is crappy, this is where 5-HTP can really benefit. From a general recovery perspective and helping with chronic inflammation, as athletes or as weightlifters, bodybuilders, fitness competitors, or even just the general population that suffers from a lot of stress, inflammation is going to be inevitable. Hear me say that plenty of times. But this is where it can help with fighting some of that chronic inflammation and just bringing a much better feeling if you do suffer from a lot of that. You can't get 5-HTP from your food. Okay, so I just want to say that again. You cannot get 5-HTP from your food. You can get tryptophan from your food, and there are some specific foods that you can get it from, things like turkey, chicken, potatoes, white rice, pumpkin, seaweed, and then the supplemental form. But 5-HTP, like I said in the beginning, is just a precursor to tryptophan. I wrote an article a couple months ago about foods that can help promote a better sleep. And what you'll find as a consistent with those is foods that that have higher amounts of tryptophan will induce a much better quality of sleep or much better rest. And that's because tryptophan gets converted into serotonin in the brain, which then gets converted into melatonin, which, if anybody's familiar with that supplement, does help you sleep, helps you relax, helps create a much better and restful sleep at night. But if you do have chronically low serotonin, that's not really necessarily going to help. So just by eating those foods, it's not going to do anything. So this is where eating the foods and then supplementing, if you do have clinically diagnosed low serotonin, or your doctor has told you your serotonin is extremely low, this is where 5-HTP can really benefit, and then adding in some of those foods as well. It can help improve, like I said, depression, fibromyalgia, by reducing, pain, stiffness, soreness, things like that, insomnia, chronic headaches, migraines, and things like that, just because of the brain activity. This would be something, where quite possibly you could, supplement that with a ketogenic style approach. If you do have chronic headaches or migraines, massive amounts of inflammation, so on and so forth. White rice is probably one of the more shocking ones, or simple carbohydrates at night actually do induce a much higher tryptophan production. So if you're not in a ketogenic approach or ketogenic diet structure, eating some of those foods at night can actually help you sleep a lot better. So, pretty short video, just a quick little overview about what 5-HTP is. I've supplemented with it for several months, 6 months or so on and off. And I've noticed, very good benefits when it comes to feeling better. My mood is a lot better and things like that, especially when dieting or especially when I'm in a show prep. Not so much now because I am eating, some more carbohydrates. I'm not as stressed, per se, of having to prep. There's other stresses, but in those sorts of circumstances. So if you do have low serotonin, you have, some of the things like we talked about before, depression, fibromyalgia, insomnia, headaches, so on and so forth. Always consult with your doctor first, but this would be a recommendation that if they don't recommend it, kind of say to them, hey, I heard about 5-HTP can help with some of these things. What do you think? Of course, if you're not on any medication, but go off of their guidance and their recommendation. They're the doctor. They're the one that's overseeing you the most. Consult with them before you do take anything, and that's any supplement recommendation whatsoever. So with that, if you guys like these, let us know. Let us know some other supplements that you might want to see. We're going to have some more of these coming out, so check the playlist below, or the video playlist below, see some of the other ones we did. But we're going to have some more of these going on. But like us on Instagram. I'm Dave Reinecke, so my Instagram is @DaveReineckeATN. Go on our website, www.atncoaching.com. Follow RJ on Instagram and Facebook. Follow me on Facebook as well. All our social media. But thank you guys, and I hope you enjoyed it.